Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back. I hope everybody is doing amazing. I hope you're feeling amazing, smelling good, looking good, all of that. Welcome. Today we're going to be doing a video and it's going to be all about finding the right rental property for you. Okay. Now, I am in the Atlanta market, and here the market is finally starting to cool off some, which means that owners and investors know that in order to be competitive, the rent prices need to give somewhat, and that is a blessing, okay? What that also means is that if you are actually looking to move right now, it's a fairly decent time to do so, okay? At least compared to what prices were a year or two ago, okay? Now, if you've made up your mind, you don't want to stay with your parents, you don't want to get a roommate, and you don't want to work on saving the 20 to 30K towards a down payment on your home, okay? This video is to help you get into your options when it comes to renting so that you can choose what's best for you, okay? So, first things first, okay? Determine your budget, okay? Ding, 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 okay? Now, most rental companies and apartment complexes do require you to make at least 3 times the rent, okay? And that's your gross monthly income. So that's your before taxes income, okay? And I do know that that's the one qualification that most people despise, right? But this is not solely to protect them, it's to help you too, because honestly, you need to be able to make sure that you can afford to keep the roof over your head, you know? And I do believe that your interests or our interests should be aligned on that front, okay? Now, to be even more honest, you should be budgeting for your home payment to be around 25% of your income. And that way you can account for the things that always come up. You know, those things that you don't typically prepare for because you're stretched too thin, right? So like for instance, let's say your hours get cut. Child support didn't come in on time. Your car breaks down, right? You need a new set of tires. Your Georgia Power bill doubles for no apparent reason, right? How about you had to stay home and you ran out of PTO due to the last illness that your children came home with, right? You know, just random stuff like that. Once you determine your budget, ultimately, right, stick to it, okay? You don't want to stretch yourself too thin. That should be your magic number, okay? Number 2, determine what your must-haves are. What things must you have in your new home, okay? Do you have a floor level preference? You want to be on the first floor, second floor, top floor? What type of flooring do you need throughout your home? Do you need wood vinyl flooring in the living spaces, carpet in the bedrooms? Do you need a pet-friendly community? How about a 24-hour fitness center, right? Do you need a private patio so that you can have some privacy when you're on your patio, right? Stainless steel appliances, is that a must? Do you need updated renovations? Like, what are your must-haves? Only you know what you need in order to be happy with your decision long term, okay? So take those things down, 3 to 5, right? Put them in your pocket and just keep those in mind as we keep going, okay? Number 3, okay? Choose a location, whether it's a city, town, township, etc., okay? Now, once again, I'm in Atlanta, and while there's a certain rapper that says that a lot of places are not Atlanta, okay, the reality is that being in close proximity to Atlanta is good enough for most people these days, okay? Most people want the option to be able to go outside or be outside, but they also want to have the comfort of affordability and separation from the city, right? So determine what it is that you need from your location, okay? Some places like Chamblee and Fayetteville, they have everything that you need within like their city centers. Some places, you know, got cows, okay? And then those places may be lacking some of the things that you may feel that you need. So be honest with yourself on that end, okay? Also, don't forget about your commute to work, okay? There are very few feelings worse than sitting in traffic or driving home for an hour after working hard all day, okay? Please take that aspect seriously because it can get real, okay? Having a hard and a bad commute will make you want to quit. Lastly, okay, you want to choose between a single family home and a multifamily home, okay, like apartments. The number one thing to consider when comparing the two, to me, are the amenities, okay? Houses tend to have yards and space, but they don't tend to have pools or fitness centers or playgrounds or clubhouses or outdoor kitchens, right? The other thing to consider would be like your maintenance turnaround. So if you're a handyman, right, you may be okay with maintenance not being as responsive. But if you aren't familiar with much outside of changing light bulbs and flipping the breaker box, having a 24-hour maintenance, which typically comes with multifamily housing, that might be something that's imperative for you. So you want to doggone keep that in mind, okay? But yeah, so those are like the 4 things that you should be considering when you're wanting to find the right rental property for you, okay? I definitely hope that you enjoyed this video because I definitely enjoyed making it for you, okay? If you have like any questions, definitely feel free to put them in the comment box below. And don't forget to share, subscribe, and yeah, until next time, bye.